Hello all, the Irrational Skeptic here, and I know it's been a while. It's been like, what, 5 months? Oh wait, no, 2 days. But anyways, today I'm going to be doing a video titled Today I'm going to be doing a video titled How Each MBTI Type Flirts. It's an MBTI Shenanigans episode, and it's supposed to be lighthearted and just funny. Personally, I've received some quite good feedback on these sayings or ways of flirting by each type, so I believe I hit the mark. But of course, as you, the audience here, you can let me know if that is all just bullocks. So let's get right into it. I will start with the ENTJ. They will most usually directly compliment you while looking straight at you. They'll say something to the tune of, quote, "You have very beautiful eyes. The best I've ever seen for sure." Or "the best I've seen for sure." End quote. Meaning they will usually be very direct. They don't bullshit. They don't beat around the bush so much. They don't speak in code. They let you know what they think, and they would like to date you. And eye contact is important for them because they do have introverted intuition as an auxiliary function. So this allows them to know that when they look at you, they're capturing your attention, and it is your attention they ultimately want, right? But yeah, next we have the ENTP. The ENTP are kidsters, tricksters, jokers, and whatnot. They will tend to show off in front of you, kind of like the kids in the playground that go climb the really tall, scary tree that nobody is supposed to climb, that is somehow mysteriously a scary underground tree from the Wizard of Wimbledon. Yeah, that tree. And they'll say something to the tune of, quote, "Yeah, I've made a few albums in my life. I also hate mainstream stuff, you know?" End quote. Meaning they're really cool people. They're really smart. They're really talented. So, like, I make music, and I'm not really into the mainstream. I'm so cool. That kind of thing. Next, we have the ENFP. They will tend to try catching your attention in some quirky way. They may just plain out act goofy, saying something like, quote, "Oh, haha, I thought you were talking to me. You have really nice hair, by the way." End quote. This is their playful, extroverted intuition, and of course, using introverted feeling, they can gauge what kind of person you are. And I mean, everyone likes jokes, and everyone likes a pretty lady with googly eyes. I say googly eyes here because I'm talking about a man flirting with a woman, because I'm a guy, and the best way I know how to think about these things are in those terms. So you can find these types saying the similar things either way, from a guy going to a girl or from a girl going to a guy. And in this case, I'm actually talking about a girl going to a guy. And in the case of the ENTJ, I was talking about a guy talking to a girl. So it's going to flop back and forth throughout this video. Next, we have the ENFJ. They are, to say the least, very seductive. They may just come flat out and tell you you're sexy. They'll give lots of compliments. So start quote, "Hey, nice hair. I noticed you got it done. It's definitely better short." End quote. They're telling you that they've noticed some particular nuances that you have. This again is introverted intuition, auxiliary function. But then again, their extroverted feeling tells them that they need to make you feel good. You know, they know how to elevate the mood and the environment. They almost can literally control your mood, which is really interesting. Next, we have the ESTJ. Honestly, this is the least type I have encountered in real life, probably because they are so boring. Yawn. Just kidding. They're probably out there making real things happen. So, in my opinion, they would be very direct. Start quote. You seem to have qualities of a good girlfriend, and I am currently in search of one. Would you be interested in going on a date? End quote. That, plain and simple. Yes, they can be creative. They do have tertiary extraverted intuition, so they can say this in a somewhat different way that's a little bit more funny, but they're still trying to get to the point, is the point that I'm trying to make here. Haha, get that? Next, we have the ESTP. They will dress very fashionable and come at you in a very visceral way. They may even come off as a little intimidating. Of course, this is a point of view of an INFJ, me, and so you can see why I may see them as aggressive. This is just me not favoring extroverted sensing, although I do have it as an inferior function. It's still something that is a little bit off-putting when I feel a little bit too much pressure from the environment. It makes me just go back into my head a little bit more and draw that cocoon or defense mechanism. Anyways, the ESTP will say something like, quote, would you like to go grab some drinks and have some fun? I can pick you up. I have a car. End quote. So what they are doing here is introverted thinking as an auxiliary function. They're giving you the logistics of how this is going to happen logically. I'm going to come and pick you up in my car, and then we are going to go have some drinks. Of course, they started by saying, would you like to go have some drinks? I have a car, I can pick you up. But the reason it goes in this format is because, of course, they need you to first say you want to go on a date with them, but then they're also predicting what your answer will be or what your defenses will be, which include how are we going to get there, what time are you going to pick me up, and they're just answering those questions before you give it to them. Next, we have the Esf J. And I may come off as a bit offensive with this one, but that is not my goal. It is what I have observed, and it is that they will come off as super friendly and laugh at all your unfunny jokes. Then they try to make some sort of physical contact with you. Quote, oh my God, that's so funny. I love doing that too. We're so alike. We definitely need to hang out. End quote. This is just extroverted feeling, goody-feely, making you feel good, and then the introverted sensing touch aspect to it. That's why they'll try to, touch your shoulder, touch your back, punch you, give you a little light punch, make some contact with you so that you know they're there. This is a sensing thing, right? Sensation is about the environment. It's about the aesthetics of human nature and beauty of, mingling and you. All right, let's get to the next one. ESFP. Another one that I may come off as offensive about, but this is my bias. I'm sorry. And it's that they will come off with a mixture of playfulness and aggression. They seem to just want to draw all the lust out of the air. So, quote, hey, you've got a nice body. By far, you've got the best ass I've seen. You must really work out. End quote. They're being very direct. They're telling you what they want. They're telling you that they want to go out on a date with you and that they're really interested in your body because this is the thing that they see. Extroverted sensing dominant is really just noticing what is right in front of them, right in the moment. And so all those things on your body are jumping out at them, like, with claws and gnawing into their brains and saying, oh, look at me, touch me. And then they have the introverted feeling aspect to it as the auxiliary function. So they're going to be, brutally honest, for lack of a better word. And next, we have, starting with the introverts, we have the INTJs. They will be somewhat mechanic or pragmatic about the flirtation process. They will be quite straightforward with their potential mate. And this is, if you saw in the example of the ENTJ, this is following the line of extroverted thinking does like to get to the point. But then again, these are introverts, so they'll have that natural drawed back feel to them. And also, they have introverted intuition as a dominant function. So they're, thinking through the process a lot and thinking what you might do and working through this whole storyline in their minds. So, quote, they'll say something like, hey, I notice you like the Beatles. They're my favorite band. I always play them in my car on the way to work. Want to grab lunch later? We could put on their first album on the way. End quote. So you see here, they're making a story, they're including you in the story, and they're telling you how you could be part of that story because they like you. Yeah, right? Next, we have the INTP. They will try to think of the perfect thing to say to her. In this case, it's a guy to a girl. They usually end up just talking up a storm about their interests and hope for the best. Quote, oh wow, I didn't know you knew how to draw. One of my favorite artists is Leonardo da Vinci. Do you know that blah 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 ... end quote. Yeah, INTPs are a treasure house of information. They know everything in the universe. Not literally everything, but in a certain topic that they know, trust me, they probably know everything about it. So they're going to try to approach you using their auxiliary extroverted intuition and saying, oh, I should talk about something interesting to her. And I noticed that she liked this, and I can draw a connection and then talk about my storehouse of knowledge on that particular topic. Maybe that'll impress her. I mean, it doesn't always come out as, cool and suave as I might be trying to make it look here. But I'm trying to say that that's what they're trying to do. Next, we have the INFP. They will be a little shy around the person they like. From what I've seen, they have a sort of fear of rejection in this arena. They'll say something like, quote, hey, what kind of music do you like? Do you like wrestling? What sports do you like? I found this website that gives funny astrological predictions. Let's look at it together later. This is another way of them grabbing you into their interests, their introverted feeling dominance. So they're very particular about the things they like, the topics that they like, and using extroverted intuition, they're giving you a lot of different possible scenarios that you could use to hang out, a lot of possible scenarios of things that you could talk about, and showing you that they're kind of interesting people, because they are really interesting people. I love you, INFPs. So, and then next we have the INFJ. I hate doing my type. I will aim to be impersonal here. They'll be very covert about their intentions at first. They see the whole courting as a sort of game. They will wait and see. This is a function of introverted intuition. They are very patient. They may even seem like they just want to be friends. Yeah. So, quote, "Hey, how are you doing? I noticed it was a really sunny I noticed it was really sunny out today. Yeah, the best weather we've had in a while. You know the weather tends to affect people's mood positively? I should have said or negatively. Want to go outside for a bit? I don't know. I don't know where. We can just go where the wind takes us." End quote. This whole thing is pretty corny. I'm sorry, INFJs. I want to, but what is that? What's that whole thing? What are you doing? Why can't you just ask the person out on a date? Why do you have to give them this whole spiel about how the universe works? And hey, maybe if we both go outside, we can both get positively influenced by the sun and have a nice day. Why can't we just have a nice day just like that, right? I'm done with this. Next, we have the Isf J. They are super sweet and will come off as such. No other way to put it. They will be soft spoken and use kind words a lot. They will showcase their very caring side. Quote, "There's a really nice spot by the beach that really soothes the soul once you're there. I find it very comforting and would definitely love to spend some time there this afternoon. I could whip up a quick lunch if you'd like to join me." And this is the ISFJ's way of showing with their extroverted feeling secondary function that, hey, they can really take care of you, they can, and also related to their introverted sensing dominant, they can provide you with really comfortable sensations if you decide to spend time with them. That is their gift to you. Next, we have the ISTP. Somewhat like the ESTP in being very visceral, though they tend to go into inquiry mode when flirting. They are also quite direct about their intention. Quote, "Hey, what's up? What are you doing tonight? Do you have any plans? We should go get dinner and watch a movie after. Yeah, I'm really hungry, so we need to go somewhere with lots of food." The inquiry mode it has two effects. Is one, yes, to get to know what are your personal interests and what they should do to plan a date with you, but it's also so that they can find out if you're single, if you're taken, if you're interested, if you are going to give them some pushback. All these kinds of questions are going to let them know more about you, and this is related to introverted thinking dominant, but it's also related to extroverted sensing auxiliary, and that it has an immediacy attached to it. So they want to know now. You got to tell them right this second, like right now. If an ISTP asked you that, but just go stop watching this video and go answer them. Next, we have the ISTJ. They will come off as very practical in their approach. They will be slightly more reserved and less direct than the ESTJ. They'll say something like, quote, "Hey, that's a really nice watch you've got on. Did you buy it at Michael Kors?" "No, I'm just saying, because I was walking past the store once and saw it there. It's really nice and reminds me of my sister's watch. She really loves that stuff. Yeah, you might meet her someday. What are you doing later today? I might cook and you can come over and have some dinner." End quote. Yes, ISTJs, I'm sorry, you guys have a lot to say, and you have a library in your mind, introverted sensing, and extroverted thinking secondary doesn't help that, and so you'll be going through this very kind of strict procedure, and the other person is kind of stuck there listening and waiting for you to get to your point. Not any worse or better than the INFJ, so I won't lie. The INFJ kind of does the same thing. Circles around in circles, circles around in circles. Next, we have the ISFP, or lastly, we have the ISFP. They will come off as shy at first, but that is quite the facade. They have fantasy land running through their minds, and you are just some character potential lover as well. And so, quote, "Hey, why don't you ever say hi to me? Well, you should be more aware when I'm around ya, you know? Anyways, there's this really nice ice cream place by the beach. Wanna go?" End quote. I like them a little bit more because they're also a little bit to the point, although they do have this fantasy land, which I alluded to, running through their minds, and this fantasy land makes you into a character in their game. This is due to their tertiary introverted intuition. I know I didn't use the tertiary function for the other types to explain how they flirt, but I'm just using it for this type because it's something I noticed that I suppose when you do have this function, wherever it is, it tends to play a huge role in your life. And that also might just be my bias, right? So maybe it's that too. So introverted feeling dominant makes them want to do something interesting and something that they might like. And extroverted sensing makes the immediacy of it as well. So, hey, why don't you ever say hi? Well, that's a kind of way to get you to respond right back and straight away. There's really no way that you can't answer that question, and there's no way that it's not going to get a reaction out of you, except if you're an Intj, because they're cold robots. Anyways, that will be it for this video. Like, share, comment, and of course, go down into my description and you will see a link to my store. I have an MBTI store with really cool shirts and other shirts as well. You should go check them out, grab one for yourself. Of course, it supports this channel. And until next time, I'll see you. Irrational Skeptic, signing off.